Hi, I'm Anthony Pedraza, and this is my user-generated level for Far Cry 4. Player starts off at this little shack here, with one enemy to deal with, no weapons, no ammo, no health, so they'll have to forage along as they go. There's a couple throwing knives, a health kit, and hopefully their first weapon that they'll find. And they can dispatch with this enemy however they want, climb in the car, and get going. For the sake of this playthrough, I'm both invisible and invincible to the enemies, so they won't be fighting me as I go along. It won't bother me. As the player drives down here, they'll come to this barricade and see a little town up ahead. This barricade is just so that the player doesn't continue on and get stopped by the enemies before they even were able to see them. The player can choose to barrel through and fight, or they can come double back and come up this little path here and take a more stealthy approach, maybe overlook the area and see what's going on here. There's not a whole lot going on in this town. There's a few enemies, some buildings. Kind of made it look like there's this used to be a civilian house, and then the bad guys all moved in. They decided to make it their refueling, re-ammo point. There's a shotgun here that's not used by any other enemy. There's a guy here that you could take down over the sledge, refill ammo, grab a sniper up there, do whatever you want here. And hopefully the player will see that there's this alternate path up the mountain here. That's the first kind of environmental puzzle or environmental digression. Far Cry does a lot with both combat versus enemies and environmental puzzles as well. So I try to incorporate both of those as I went along. The player climbs up here. We'll see this nice view. See what's going on up here. Some bridges. A goat walking around. That flag. They'll look up, see that shrine there. And hopefully walk over to this edge and see the view and also the rest of the level. So there's another outpost there in that town. There's some ruins over there. Take a little look and maybe grapple on up here. Grappling is another fun part of Far Cry. I thought I would throw that in. It's a big staple since Far Cry 3. Just using elevation to be able to fight your enemies. Included in those enemies are animals as well. So I threw in a couple wolves up here if the player gets up here. Easy to dispatch if they pick up the shotgun down in the village. And then they're able to cross the bridge and claim their reward. Bow and arrow is also a big staple of Far Cry, so I decided to add one here as a good stealth weapon. Some health, some plants, and then if they look down here, just head on down. I feel it's also important to add quick ways to get out of puzzles. So rather than having to cross the bridge and come back down, they could just slide down there. And same with here, rather than having to go all the way down there, they could take this grapple and slide over to there. But I'm just going to wingsuit right on over to this vehicle here. A common theme I feel in Far Cry games is the main story is always like a rival government or a bad government moves in and kind of takes over the place. So that's kind of what I tried to make the theme in this one as well. And it's mostly prevalent, I think, as we start to get to more populated areas here. As we see another stopping point, so the player doesn't barrel through here and get attacked by enemies. Big sign with some blood stains on it and a little bit more for the player to pick up. Now this town area is mostly not filled with enemies. It's going to be mostly up there, but a couple of them wander down here from time to time. Kind of just shows off that they're bullying these civilians. Originally, I wanted it to be a whole urban area, but there wasn't a lot of urban in Far Cry 4 itself, and I felt that this kind of worked better anyway because it's all these tents, these shacks, kind of shows that the citizens are living in squabble while the big bad government guys get to live it up higher up here. And so here's a second small area. We see the actual military guys pumping, doing whatever. There's another secret up here that the player can get to. If they can jump up here and reach up here. There's a grenade launcher for them to pick up. This is also a way to clear out this outpost stealthily. If they want to walk around here, get in this building. This is again another kind of supply area for these guys. So there's a lot of boxes laying around. some drugs, some gold, some more health, some guns that the player can't get anywhere else if they choose to find it up here. Relaxing area, more guns, etc. There's also a little bit of torture going on, kind of showing off that the rebels are fighting back, or that, you know, these guys are actually really bad guys. So if we clear all of this out, head out here, either take the truck or the ATV and drive on down the road towards the final objective. But along the way, the player might stop here and see this gruesome scene. There's a little bit of blood, some dead bodies laying around. This is totally optional for the player to stop at, but I thought this also was a bit of a staple for Far Cry. It's just showing some desolation that, you know, there's not enemies here for the player to fight, but it's kind of just a gruesome scene to see what's going on. As the player looks around for a bit, they'll find some hidden goodies, some ammo, some guns, some rats, some arrows. And if they kind of keep following the carnage over to this guy over here, just pick some flowers, and they'll see this cave back here. And here's another little secret, guarded by a big black bear. And they could pick up another gun, like a better assault rifle than the standard AKs that the guys have. Some body armor, some more ammo, and they continue on their way. I didn't put a vehicle here. Player could go back and grab theirs, but we're pretty close to the objective now. And you kind of see it peeking up over here. Originally I had a sniper in this tower, but I felt that it was just better if this was only for the player, because the sniper was kind of seeing all the way down the road and was kind of getting in the way. So I made this kind of a player tower. They can grab this sniper and survey the final area. Now, if they were to use the sniper, that's obviously not suppressed, so that would be their decision to do that and fire it from up here. But as we get here, there's a little bit of variation on what the player could do. They could drive straight in, get past this guy on the big machine gun, maybe climb up over this rock and get in around here. Or they can go straight in through the stealthy way, right under here, and disarm this initial alarm. Now this area is supposed to be like heavy military, as is seen by the helicopter, the big cannons, guys walking around, the shooting range. Another way the player can get in or survey this area is climb up around here, follow this little path, and sort of survey these guys from the side. Also get a peek at the very final area, the big Pagan's airport. Now, if the player's very diligent and being very stealthy, might want to creep over here. There's like tons of ways to clear out this area. You could do it all stealthy, could do it guns blazing, could do a mix of it, could grab this mortar and cannon the guys all around here, could jump on one of these, grab a machine gun and gun them down. However the player wants to do it, duck in and out of here, get more ammo, get more health, get more arrows, however they want to do it. And if they're stealthy enough, hopefully they'll be able to make it up here without being detected. Kind of climb up here. Even if they are detected, it's no big deal. Climb up here, see this final area, all full of explosives. Kind of the last hurrah. And so, for a bit of a climax to the end of the game, the player makes it up here, use this big machine gun, kind of gun down all the enemies, all the explosives that are lined up, like really give it to these guys. And yeah, if all the enemies are defeated and they don't call any alarms or anything, then the player will win right here. Anyway, that's my level for Far Cry 4. Thanks for watching.